Don't let your kids watch it!
Hello everybody and welcome back to Donut Like, Donut Read. I am Adam at your service, and with me today I have the one and only Julius.
Hey!
And it's the month before time!
Yay!
Dinosaurs! So,
Everyone likes dinosaurs, except a certain completely normal cat.
yeah. that was the most unlikable thing about her, too. But yeah, I was gonna say, I found a very special author on fanfiction.net. Their name is LittlefootXAli. So I guess you can make an assumption on who their favorite ship is in this fandom.
It's probably Littlefoot and Sarah, let's be honest.
Yeah, probably. So they wrote 29 stories. All of them are Land Before Time. One of them is a Land Before Time and Yu-Gi-Oh crossover. Don't ask me how that works. And this is an author. Like, sometimes when you look at stories, you look at something right away and you say, okay, this isn't great, but it's not riff-worthy. And a lot of these stories, you start reading them, they seem perfectly normal at first. And then they start to hit you with insanity over and over again. And it comes out of nowhere, it feels out of left field, and it's so special. And there's just stories, some of their like, if I had seen some of these stories in like a vacuum, I would have assumed this author was trolling, but they wrote a bunch of these in 2013, like in a very short period of time. So I really do think this is just, the author was very fixated on this for a while, and it's just, you have to, you're not ready for this. You really are, Julius.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen these before, so I don't know what's gonna await me.
Yeah. It's just gonna hit you and you're gonna be like, what the hell just happened? And some of their stories are like super boring and some of them are a little too long. These ones I think were pretty good in terms of insanity to word ratio. And the first story we're reading, which is the first story they ever wrote, is called Kidnapped.
I already don't like the sound of this.
Yeah. And it says, the description is, Rinkus and Sierra have returned to take revenge. Julius informed me that these are characters from one of the later movies. I never watched Land Before Time. I just happen to know the basic characters of the first film, so...
Yeah, I have seen a bunch of the Land Before Time sequels, as well as the original. So Rinkus and Sierra, I had to look them up. But it turned out they're from The Stone of Cold Fire, the 7th movie, which I did watch as a kid, but unlike some of the other entries, I only watched it once. So I don't remember that much about it, except it was about a meteorite. I don't actually remember these characters, but apparently there were... They were like the antagonists. They were some like sort of pterosaurs, and they were like they were just like the antagonists of the movie, I guess. Again, don't remember anything about them.
Yep. Well, we're gonna get to know more about them here. I'm sure this is a perfectly accurate portrayal of who they were in the movies. So, Kidnapped. 1 year had passed since Sapphire's hatch day, and she was exploring the Great Valley with her parents, Littlefoot and Ali.
So right off the bat, so Littlefoot and Ali are grown up and have children. So that means these people, like they met Littlefoot when he was like a child. So it's been years. It's been like tens of years since this happens, and now they're gonna go back and take revenge.
Yeah. You know what? You gotta wait until the kid's hatched, and then you take revenge. That's when it's sweetest, you know?
Well, I guess they couldn't take revenge when Littlefoot was still a child, because that would have been dishonorable. You can't do that.
I mean, you could kill him as a kid. That doesn't feel good.
Well, it wouldn't feel good,
taking his child when he's an adult, He's gotta live with that shit.
Yeah, that is very honorable.
Yeah, that's how you really hurt him. They went to go play with their friends who decided to play Sharp Tooth Attack. That sounds a little racist, right? I don't know.
I mean, to be fair, Sharp Tooth are an actual threat, so...
But they have a Sharp
I'm
Tooth
gonna
friend.
give that a pass, yeah.
I guess he's one of the good ones.
But still, Sharp Tooth attacks do happen in real life. Like, that's just a thing that happens in this world, so...
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna
true.
give them a pass on that.
You'll stop saying that as we go along, though. You're gonna run out of passes to give. I promise.
Okay. Oh god.
Which Sapphire was getting very good at. Nobody noticed a brown flyer overhead. Littlefoot was the Sharptooth and decided to go after Sapphire, who was very smart and fast.
He is the Sharptooth.
I am in big trouble. Yeah, he once was chased by a Sharptooth, and now he's become the Sharptooth. He became everything he hated. As Littlefoot was chasing Sapphire, the flyer dove, trying to take Sapphire. Chomper noticed this, and just before the flyer took Sapphire, Chomper, no comma, bit the flyer's leg, causing it to bleed. The flyer took off with Sapphire into the mysterious beyond. Okay, so he did get Sapphire.
Yeah.
That's a little...
And I guess Chomper also let go.
Yeah. It must have been a really big pterosaur, because, like, I imagine even a baby longneck probably weighs a lot, right?
I'd imagine
Carrying
so
something
too,
like that.
yeah. I mean, I'd imagine she would be... well, if she's literally a baby, she... Well, actually, do we know how old she's supposed to be?
I don't know.
If she's a literal baby, would they play a game as Sharptooth Attack? I'd imagine she'd be, like, in a similar age group than Littlefoot is in the movies.
Yeah, probably too big for a... I don't know. The flyer took off with Sapphire into the mysterious beyond. Littlefoot recognized the flyer as Rinkus and shouted, "Rinkus kidnapped Sapphire!"
Oh no!
Oh dear! As Toronto heard Rinkus, he knew Sierra couldn't be far behind and flew after Rinkus. Rinkus didn't notice the blood dripping from his leg. Chomper followed the trail of blood into the mysterious beyond. He's like a bloodhound. I like that. Rinkus stopped at a cave and threw Sapphire in. Sierra arrived shortly after and looked at what Rinkus brought. "What do we have here?" Sierra asked.
"A female long neck,"
Rinkus replied. Sierra noticed the blood dripping from Rinkus' leg. "Looks like a Sharptooth attacked you," said Sierra. Rinkus looked at his leg and shouted,
"Fuck!" I didn't even know this.
Just gotta drop that. This is now rated. This is a rated R.
And they're all grown
movie.
up, so that means Chomper is a full-grown T-Rex. He didn't notice the full-grown T-Rex biting his leg. No, I can't even imagine that, like, physically. Like, because that, like, I don't think those characters, like, I don't think they would be much bigger than a... Wait, actually, let me look this up. Can I, if I can find any
I think the biggest thing to think about
pictures
here
that
is
portray the scale of Rinkus and Sierra.
See, I think at the end of the day, Chomper's going to be a very big T-Rex and much bigger than your average, like, pterosaur or pterodon's going to be, you know?
Okay, so I'm looking
I
at
feel
a
like he
picture
would notice it.
of them against Tyranno, who's a pteranodon, so not that big, and they're slightly smaller than him, so I'd imagine if a full-grown Chomper bit this guy's leg, like, I don't even think he could bite just the leg. I think he just swallowed this guy whole, trying.
Just bored him right there. That would have been a show, huh? Also, how is he even carrying Sapphire, if he's a... whatever, I don't even... This already doesn't make sense, but... Toronto arrived at the cave where he saw Rinkus and Sierra. Chomper approached the cave and roared so loud that it was heard in the Great Valley. Whoa. Dude just blasted everyone's eardrums just like that. Rinkus, you will get us killed! Shouted Sierra. Toronto arrived at the cave and figured out their plan and knew Rinkus and Sierra were going to Orange Sapphire. Whoa, wait!
What the fuck?
How did you figure that out? Why would you think of that? That was... See, when I tell you, this story just takes
He didn't just assume it, he knew it.
Yeah. They've done this before, apparently. Oh, man. This is a... Yeah, see, this story just takes a sharp turn right here.
Sharp turn into... Yeah, no.
Yeah. Shortly after Chomper arrived... Chomper arrived and Toronto told Chomper their plan.
They are going to Orange Sapphire,
Toronto said. Chomper charged Sierra and bit his neck. Oh, Sierra's a dude? Okay.
Again, I don't think Chomper could bite just his neck. Like, I think Chomper's mouth would be basically as big as the guy himself is, so I don't think he could selectively just bite his neck. Don't think that would be possible. Unless Chomper just didn't
They didn't
age.
tell us that Chomper was a dwarf T-Rex. Yeah, Chomper...
Either that or it was a teenage marriage and Littlefoot and, like, they're not aged up, actually. It was a teenage marriage, which would be even more fucked up than this already is, so I'd like to imagine that's not the case and the author just didn't think about a Chomper growing up too.
You know, you're joking, but honestly, some of LittlefootXAli's stories are literally about teenage Littlefoot getting it on with his girlfriend and having playing eggs together. So
why?
So, you know...
It's before time! What gave you the urge to write about that subject matter in a fucking Land Before Time fanfic? What is wrong with you? Arthur.
Chomper charged Sierra and bit his neck. You bastards! Kidnapping and oranging hatchlings! You deserve to die!
You
Chomper
must
shouted.
die!
You dare bring Sapphire into your lair? You must die!
Man.
You are lucky I only have room to eat one of you, Chomper said.
Do you?
I guess he's a small T-Rex.
A talking Sharptooth!
Rinkus said in amazement. We haven't oranged her for now. I don't think you should be saying that. You're already kind of boned.
You are dead! You got bitten into your neck by a full-grown T-Rex. Shut up!
Yeah. Now's the time to lie, you know?
You are
just
a puddle of blood and guts right now. Shut up!
Sierra said, and Chomper bit Sierra's neck, decapitating him. Oh my gosh. I guess you're right, he killed him, you know, just like that. Why would you say that, though, when he's about to kill you? Wouldn't you, like, try to lie to get yourself out of that? Whatever.
Well, I mean, he was like, well, it's not that bad, we haven't gone through with it yet, you can't convict us for a crime we didn't commit. Yet.
Oh yeah, the old catch a predator logic that people get used when Chris Hansen gets them. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, I guess that's what it is. Except if the people Chris Hansen confronts said yet at the end, nullifying their already stupid argument. Yeah,
and then Chris Hansen is actually a T-Rex who just eats them on the spot. That would have been for a great show. Sheesh, we should write that. Sierra's body fell to the ground, and Chomper started eating him. The rest of the gang followed Littlefoot and Ali to the cave, where they saw Sapphire curled into a ball. Ali and Littlefoot saw Sapphire in the cave and shouted, 3, 2, 1, Sapphire! Sapphire ran to her parents. Rinkus tried to grab Sapphire and missed. Littlefoot rammed Rinkus, forcing him back. Yeah, again, giant-sized... Like, they're in a cave, so limited flying distance. Giant-sized long neck versus... Yeah, you're kind of boned. Why would you try to fight? I don't know.
The T-Rex is also still there and currently eating your friend. Like, I don't know.
Maybe fly away. You lost, bud.
Yeah. Maybe cut your losses at this point.
Littlefoot noticed the wounded leg and broke it by stepping on it.
Oh
Littlefoot saw flashbacks of his life. Why were you seeing flashbacks? You're not the one dying here. His mother's death and finding Brawn and took out his aggression on Rinkus. Littlefoot broke the other leg
death
and then
finding Brawn? What the Arthur, this guy's kid got kidnapped. Almost orange. I guess he doesn't know that yet, but she's like curled up into their ball while one of her kidnappers was getting mauled. She's like traumatized for life. And the thing that's making you angry is your mother's death? Arthur shouldn't he be angry about the thing that's happening right now? Isn't that enough of a motivator to go apeshit?
No, Littlefoot still got really bad PTSD.
Unrelated events into this?
He still got really bad PTSD, you know? He just can't shake his mother's death.
Yeah.
Littlefoot broke the other leg and then crushed his claws. At this point, Rinkus was unable to defend himself. Littlefoot crushed the bones in the wings. Rinkus was still alive, so Littlefoot sliced both eyes with both the toe spikes on his hind legs.
What toe spikes? He has like stumps. What fucking toe spikes does he have to slice fucking anything?
No, he hasn't been trimming his fingernails in quite a long time, you know, so it's like, he uses them as a weapon, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Because being a giant-ass Apatosaurus wasn't enough, you know?
In this AU, long necks are like the My Little Pony ponies, their fingers growing out of the stumps. Like we've already joked about in Mysterious Littlefoot, like that's what's going on, and that's what he's slicing the eyes with.
Yeah, I mean, he could just kill the guy right up. He's like, I'm gonna make you hurt, little by little. Littlefoot body slammed Rinkus' chest, flattening it. Littlefoot finally body slammed the head. I think he's dead, bro.
What do you mean? You're 50 times the size of him. I think if you body slammed him once, he would just all around be a pancake. How are you flattening this guy's body parts one by one with your whole body? I think, did this author really not consider that a grown-up Littlefoot would be taller than the original version from the movies? Did she? I think he literally didn't think about that. I think in his head, Littlefoot is literally as small as he is in the movies, and Chopper too. Like, that's the only way this shit makes any sense.
Yeah, this is really just Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby, the fanfic. Yeah. Like, they did not plan ahead. They did not plan. What if these giant-ass dinosaurs who could kill us instantly follow us? Like,
yeah, he flew
maybe your plan was bullshit.
On Rinkus. It exploded, breaking Rinkus' leg and nothing else. It vaporized just his finger.
Yeah. Yeah, body slammed the head.
Index finger.
Body slammed the head, breaking every bone in Rinkus' body. Chomper had already eaten Sierra, and Littlefoot dragged Rinkus' corpse to the edge of the cliff and threw it into the canyon. A long neck-shaped cloud appeared overhead and entered the corpse. Which corpse?
What?
I guess Rinkus.
What? No, what?
Suddenly, it changed blue with a gray stripe down its back. Everyone gasped. Littlefoot said the first thought that entered his mind, "Mother!"
What do you mean? What is his mother's spirit entering... What?
The spirit entered the corpse and became his mother. Like, it became a long neck, I guess. Littlefoot hugged his mother, still thinking she was a ghost. When mother licked him, Littlefoot knew she was real.
What?
Littlefoot and Allie knew that the kidnapping would traumatize Sapphire and had an idea.
It already has traumatized her! You fucking mauled a guy right in front of her eyes! What the fuck are you talking about? You're thinking
Also,
about
your
the shit
mom is-
now, it's too late, motherfucker!
And now your mom's back because, you know...
Yeah, just randomly, just throw that into the mix.
It gets
Why
worse.
not? Well,
Knowing
this
eventually
get worse.
that Sapphire would get curious about where babies come from, Allie said...
What do you mean? She should be curious about... When the fuck are we gonna go home? And also... Why did you maul this guy in front of me?
Julius,
At least
am I breaking
quickly
you?
and cover my eyes or something. Anyways, where do babies come from? I've always wondered this. Now that my dead grandmother is back from beyond the grave, and I've been scarred for life by the events that unfolded in front of my eyes. Just total insanity. Where do babies come from?
Yeah, well, that's what Allie said.
Oh, Ellie said
I know
that.
this is a hard time for you, but you're Allie.
I want another baby.
Protecting Sapphire already gave Littlefoot the urge to mate. Wait. Of course it did. And turned to Allie. Let's do it right now, he said.
Are we still at the... Are we still at the
Yes.
cave? You're gonna... So she's already traumatized and you're also gonna bone in front of her. And your dead mother who came back from the dead.
You see, Julius, if someone experiences a great trauma in their life, if they're exposed to another trauma right afterwards, the two traumas cancel each other out. So they're doing this for her. Sapphire thought what was going on between Littlefoot and Allie, and then realized they were going to have another baby. Littlefoot and Allie made it in the cave, and
what
everyone...
is going on with these people.
Yeah, you
These people are not okay.
know,
My
nothing makes me
parents are
hornier.
psychopaths.
You know, nothing makes me hornier than killing a guy who would have hurt my family, and then that guy turning into my mom after he's dead. And then I had to
Yet that makes
have
it
sex
even
with my
worse.
wife right here.
She manifested by... What even is that? She manifested by possessing a guy's corpse? Could she have done that before? With like the
No.
first shark tooth from the first movie?
It had to be brought by Littlefoot's rage. Clearly.
It's because you didn't have the flashback before killing that sharp tooth.
Yeah. Littlefoot and Allie made it in the cave, and everyone was shocked at what they saw. Sapphire and Littlefoot's mother smiled as they watched the mating. Littlefoot's mother was so happy to see Littlefoot mating, and Sapphire was excited to have another brother or sister. How you doing, Julius? How you holding up?
I think I've just grown numb. I don't feel anything anymore.
Oh no, you gotta feel. It gets. This is what life is right here.
At one point, like you said, at one point the traumas cancel each other out, so I don't feel anything anymore. Like the insanity of all these events has cancelled each other out, so it's all fine now.
In the Great Valley, yeah, the parents were waiting for their kids to return. The figure of a long neck came into view and everyone started wondering who it was. Grandma and Grandpa looked at each other. 3, 2, 1. Could it be who we think it is? Not a question.
Not a question.
They said. Then they came into view and Grandma and Grandpa were shocked that the long neck was their daughter.
What the fuck?
Jeez. 3, 2, 1. You died cold times ago. How are you alive? They asked.
Cold times? That they
Many
phrase
cold times
that?
ago, probably.
Yeah.
Many winters ago. I don't know. I'm assuming that's what that means.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, that kind of almost makes sense.
Yeah. The kids explained the story of how Rinkus kidnapped Sapphire and the fight, quotation marks, in the cave. I mean, it was a stomp, but yeah. Everyone was surprised that Chomper and Littlefoot could be so ruthless. At least the author acknowledges it, right?
Not that Littlefoot and Ali would fuck in front of their child. That's completely normal, I guess.
Yeah, dinosaurs live a very free-spirited life. They just bone whenever they want. I mean, you don't have a house. You have to just bone wherever you can.
I guess, yeah.
Then they explained how Chomper decapitated Sierra and how Littlefoot broke every bone in Rinkus' body. Finally, they told how this...
The difference between me and Littlefoot is that even if that happened to me, even if in all my rage I went a little bit too far, I don't think, telling the story afterwards, I don't think I would mention all the gruesome details.
They're like, but Littlefoot and Chomper were so badass.
Yeah, it was so... It was so cool how, with a giant jaw, Chomper managed to bite just through this little, pterosaur's neck.
Just enough for him to talk and confess to his crimes, or his would-be crimes.
Yeah.
Finally, they told how the spirit of Littlefoot's mother entered Rinkus and changed into Littlefoot's mother. Yeah, of course. Jesus Christ. Yeah, if you miss a loved one, go kill your enemy right now, and your mom or whoever will become them.
Your mom's spirits will go into them. This is if this happened, this almost seems like something that would happen in Friday Fright Night. Except I think if that specific thing happened there, I think even in the context of that story, we would have thought it was insane.
Mother turned to Littlefoot. I don't think I would have a granddaughter so fast.
She said. That's what you're thinking about? That's the takeaway here? That's the takeaway? You were...
I guess they are just teenagers here.
That's awful.
She said.
Awful.
Littlefoot explained that Ali returned to the Great Valley to mate with him. Littlefoot told his mother how they first met and cured Grandpa, and since leaving Ali was having sleep stories about him. When Ali returned after 4 years, she knew she was ready to mate with Littlefoot. Mother looked at her granddaughter and said, "She looks just like me." Okay. A month had passed. Littlefoot and Ali looked at Ali's tail and they saw they were going to have 3 eggs. Wait, how does the tail tell you that? Are the eggs stored inside the tail?
Yeah, eggs are stored inside the tail.
Yeah. Hey, Spooky, I know you're watching this video. Let us know how accurate this is. Or dinosaur theories.
Spooky, I hope you're not watching this video for your sake.
Littlefoot asked Sapphire, "How many brothers or sisters do you think you will have?" Sapphire replied,
"I want a sister and 2 brothers."
Littlefoot asked why she wanted 2 brothers and a sister, and Sapphire said,
"I want a little sister so I would have a girl to play with, and I want 2 brothers so they can have each other to play with."
Ali said,
"You're right, Sapphire, you will have 2 brothers and a sister."
Good that they have ultrasounds back then. They could look at the sex of the dinosaurs before they hatched.
Well, no, you can see it in the tail.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's all in the tail, baby.
Yeah. Ali was getting close to laying the eggs, and the family gathered to watch Ali laid the eggs. Ali laid the eggs and Littlefoot and Sapphire kissed them.
When will they hatch, Daddy?
Sapphire asked. Littlefoot told Sapphire that when they mated to make Sapphire's egg, Ali was pregnant for a month and she hatched a month later.
What?
Something tells me that they would take longer, but I also don't know. I don't know. Does anyone know?
Wait, what do you mean she was pregnant for a month? She's laying eggs.
I guess that the eggs were inside of her tail for a month. That's what that means. They were baking a little bit first, you know? The eggs started to move, and then one cracked. A pink girl appeared. Allison, appeared. Not even hatched, just appeared.
Both of our lines at the same time.
Yeah. A pink girl appeared. 3, 2, 1. Allison. Littlefoot and Ali said. You okay?
Yeah, I think so.
The other eggs cracked. They're twins.
They're twins.
Everyone said. Man, just, wait, aren't they, if they all hatched together, aren't they technically just triplets at that point? Unless they're from, the same egg? I don't know. Who cares?
I don't even know how would you even tell with eggs?
Yeah. I guess with eggs, it's a matter of an egg hatches and 2 babies come out of it. That's technically twins in the egg world.
But they're not from the same egg because it says the other eggs cracked, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I guess one was a dud, you know? One was a dud.
Yeah.
The boys look like Littlefoot. He named one Jeff and the other Phil.
Those classic...
These names do not fit.
Yeah, those are real, Land Before Time names. Yeah, Littlefoot and his kids are named Jeff and Phil.
Oh gosh. It's like that, it's honestly like the... Eventually, OCSI is releasing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle story where the turtles having kids and they're just giving them unfitting names. All 4 kids hugged each other before Littlefoot took the boys on his back to sleep and Ali took Sapphire and Allison on her back to sleep. And that's the story.
Yeah, this was less of a story and more of a, I don't know,
well,
a happening.
Yeah, it did happen to us, unfortunately.
It's just things happened.
Yeah, in the review section, Olivia Quijano took issue with this and said, "Do you mind if you can make another Land Before Time story, but not with the bad words?
That's your problem?"
Yeah. I mean, when Rinkus said fuck, you knew what you were getting yourself into.
Yeah, the words are the problem here, not the fucking... the content.
Can you make another kidnapped Land Before Time story with only one king, Littlefoot, and Queen Ali's kids in it?
King? What? What are you talking about?
They want a royal story now. They want
write the same shit again, but without the bad words. But do by all accounts keep the mating in front of your child and the brutality and the and Littlefoot's dead mother manifesting herself. Keep all that shit, but please remove the line where Rinkus said fuck. Or was it the other one? I don't remember. Everything's becoming a blur.
Yeah, well, we got one more to read. And it's another one-shot about dinosaurs.
Yeah, fittingly called Insanity.
Yeah.
I can't...
This is our reason for insanity.
Yeah. I don't know, will this be more insane than the last one? Is that even possible? Let's find out.
Yeah, let's find out.
Tyranno was exiled from the Great Valley and tried to prove he has changed and deserves to return. After years of exile, he starts to question his sanity. Insanity! Tyranno was exiled from the Great Valley for 5 cold times. He was flying in the mysterious beyond, looking for something to do to prove he had changed. He spotted some footprints and landed to try to figure out what dinosaur made them. As he looked around, he saw a small flat rock with small pebbles arranged under what was left of an egg. Tyranno picked up a piece of the shell and smelled it. The smell was faint, but he recognized it as a spiked tail. As Tyranno looked around, he saw small footprints that looked like they belonged to a swimmer. Those must be Ducky's footprints, Tyranno said. I don't even know where I'm going with this voice, but does it even matter?
It doesn't matter at all.
Tyranno noticed the small spike-tail footprints and looked to the other side to find those spike-tail footprints. These footprints must belong to Spike's mother. Sure! Logical conclusion! Logical conclusion. Because, as we all know, there's only one family of spike-tails.
Yeah, man, what a racist. Just the moment you see another spike tail, oh, it must be Spike's mom.
Spike wasn't even born near the Great... I guess it doesn't say he's near the Great Valley. But, I'd assume the mysterious beyond... I assume he's in, the desert that's around the Great Valley. And that, Spike was born, some completely other place. They had a long journey before they were even near the Great Valley in the first movie, but whatever. Logical conclusion is coming to there. Must be Spike's mother. No other option. Tyranno took off and landed on a cliff where he saw a long-necked body when suddenly a white light appeared and entered the body. We're doing this again? Again?
But I want you to think, though, Julius, this first paragraph, while it's not great, it's nothing about it screams insanity just yet. And this is how these stories trick you, because you read this first paragraph, you're like, oh, this is going to be just a standard, not so great, but Land Before Time story. And then it escalates.
Apart from the white light, but then again, I have the context of what this is probably gonna be, so I guess I'm biased. If I hadn't read the other one before, I wouldn't assume the white light was what it was. Or probably is, maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's wild this is happening twice. I don't think this actually happened in all of the stories. His mom coming back to life by taking over a body.
It's the exact same thing. This author
I completely forgot it actually happened in this story.
Has an obsession with Littlefoot's mother coming back by entering random corpses. Just any old corpse. I mean, in this one, it's at least another long neck corpse. In the other one, it was a fucking flyer that was also, beaten into a paste. Okay, anyway, Tyranno looked shocked as the long neck got up and started to walk toward him. Tyranno said, "It has finally happened. I have gone insane." Tyranno said,
just us.
Yeah. Yeah, he's just the audience stand-in at this point. Tyranno said, "What just happened?" Littlefoot's mother said,
"The sharp tooth that killed me went crazy and started eating himself."
Yeah, but that's not that is literally not what I just witnessed. I was asking about the light. What about the sharp tooth? What, didn't that guy die? that guy, he died 7 movies ago. What are you even talking about? They threw a giant rock onto his head. What do you mean he started eating himself? And how does that explain that whole coming back from the dead thing?
You see, this is the alternate universe. This is the alternate universe where the dinosaurs, they didn't kill the sharp tooth. He contracted a cannibal disease and just ate himself.
Yeah, I guess.
Makes sense, I suppose.
Littlefoot's mother asked,
"What are you doing in the mysterious beyond?"
"I don't know. What is anyone doing in the mysterious beyond? You came back from the fucking dead. And
it wasn't my choice
to ask me why I am here." Tyranno said, I was exiled from the Great Valley for 5 cold times, and I want to do something to prove I have changed. They walked to Spike's nest. Sure, Spike's nest. And Tyranno pointed to the adult Spiketail footprints and said, "These footprints belong to Spike's mother. I want to follow them and bring her to the Great Valley." Yeah, great luck! This happened 7 movies ago!
Also,
You're
she
not
has no
gonna
idea.
find shit! How are these footprints even still there?
You know, they were fossilized, clearly.
Yeah, sure, that's how that happens, just instantly. It's not like a million years process. Or maybe millions of years have passed. It's just that our characters are in purgatory, they're in a time loop, and that's why they don't age, even though a lot of time has passed. They followed the footprints for a few days until they arrived in a valley full of spiketails, sure. The leader approached them and wanted to know why they were here. Tyranno said, "I found a nest in the mysterious beyond, and the egg hatched, so I smelled a piece of the shell." Which is 7 movies old. I don't know.
He's got a really good sense of smell. He's more of a bloodhound than Chomper is.
The footprints belong to a spiketail mother, and I followed them. A green female spiketail said,
"You found a nest with an egg that hatched?"
I don't know, that's neither a question nor really... That is just reading back what he already said. That is a nothing statement. A baby girl said,
"Mommy, what is the flyer talking about?"
The mom said, oh wait, actually let me read that baby girl line again. "Mommy, what is the flyer talking about?" The mom said, "Amy, you have an older brother or sister." Of course, Amy. Of course, yeah. Amy's here. This is the same universe as the Sonic Adventures in the Land Before Time, whatever it was called. Amy got turned into a spiketail after being patronizing to Tails. The children were excited. They had an older sibling. Littlefoot's mother said,
"It's a boy, and his name is Spike. I don't know why I'm here. Why am I not going to my son?"
I was gonna ask how you knew that, but I guess you were a spirit and have been following Littlefoot, so I guess you would know that.
Yeah, I just don't know why she followed him here. Like, why are you here? What's the point?
She is very invested in this random guy. I guess she could know about him too if she followed Littlefoot around all this time.
Imagine in the Bible, Jesus comes back to life, and instead of going and talking to his disciples and friends, he just goes on this random-ass side quest with a villain from a previous chapter.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense.
The spiketail mother looked at her and said, "How do you know?" Littlefoot mother said,
"After I died, my son and his friends formed a mixed herd, and Spike is one of Littlefoot's friends."
Okay, Amy, I think these guys are crazy. I don't think we should trust them. I know you were excited about your, supposed older brother. But these guys have clearly lost it, and we can't believe a word they're saying. I think they're beyond help. We should just smile and go away while waving. And maybe they'll not attack us.
The story is cold and sandy after all.
Yeah. What nobody noticed was that Petrie was flying over the valley, because of course he was. They're way far out there, but of course Petrie was just there. And fell out of the sky in shock. Tyranno poked Petrie until he regained consciousness, yeah. Rip. Petrie got up and looked around. Tyranno asked Petrie, "What are you doing here?" Petrie answered,
I have crazy sleep story that Spike's parents alive.
I mean, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
After what I've seen, yeah, I can accept that. Tyranno said, "They are standing behind you." Petrie looked at the long neck and said,
Bless my stars, you Littlefoot's mom.
The spike-tail herd headed to the Great Valley. Okay, so... But that doesn't make sense. How does he recognize Littlefoot's mother, who he never has met? How do you know that? The other way around, it makes sense because she's a spirit. She can technically see anything, but Petrie never met her.
What you fail to realize, Julius, is I see dead people.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
Makes as much sense as anything. A week later, the herd arrived in the Great Valley. Littlefoot ran to his mother and they collided.
It's exploded.
Littlefoot shook his head and said,
At least I'm not crazy.
In reference to what are you saying this? Yeah, at least I'm not crazy, I'm like, that guy over there.
He probably, because he saw the spirit of his mother all those years ago, and everyone's like, Littlefoot, did you hit your head or something during that sharp-tooth attack?
Yes, yeah. Mother licked Littlefoot's head and said,
It's alright, just a little bump.
Tyranno landed on Grandpa's head and Topsy said,
What are you doing here? 5 cold chimes haven't passed.
Tyranno said, I was flying in the mysterious beyond when a white light entered a long-neck body, bringing it back to life.
What the fuck are you talking about? I think we're gonna ban you for 5 more winters.
The sharp tooth that Littlefoot and his friends killed went crazy after it died. It went crazy after it died? It started eating
It became a zombie and ate itself.
After he died? What, did he eat his own ectoplasm or something? I then flew over Spike's nest and followed a trail of footprints which led me to a valley of spike-tails. I told them that their son was alive and I led them to the Great Valley. Spike went to his parents and said,
Mommy, Daddy, where are you?
Where were you? They explained...
Where were you?
That explanation. They explained that they forgot where the nest was.
Don't.
Yeah, sure. Forgot. Oh, where did I put it? They had another nest with 5 eggs, as you do. You just do 2 separate nests, because that makes sense. And when they hatched, they had 2 boys and 3 girls. Oh, I'm sorry, I guess that was supposed to be later, since he's Spike's their older brother.
It's not really made clear.
Yeah. Spike licked his brothers and sisters. Ducky's mom explained that she adopted Spike and raised him, which was hard because there were no other spike-tails in the Great Valley. Ducky explained that she finds Spike snoring inside his egg before it hatched and helps Spike hatch.
Okay, that's a pretty normal paragraph, right?
Yeah, sure.
Pretty normal.
Spike's mom looked at him and worried. Since she was told Spike was snoring inside his egg before it hatched, she thought he was armored? What? Arthur, what is going on in your head?
Yeah. Perfectly normal paragraph followed by a perfectly what the hell did you just do paragraph.
What kind of nightmares do you have, Mike? Spike said,
Mom, I could always talk. I just chose not to because of my friends arguing.
She didn't talk about the not talking, though. She didn't even know that she thought you were mentally incapacitated because you snored inside your egg. Which, of course, that makes sense.
You know what, though? Spike had a really good plan going for him, If you don't talk, you don't have to be in any arguments. It's a great way to just not socially engage if you don't want to. Good for him. Of course, it's his cover's blown now. He has to talk now.
Yeah. Spike's parents introduced him to his brothers and sisters. Your brothers are Jeff and Phil. Jeff the killer, no!
Jeff and Phil are back, but this time they're Spike Tails.
And your sisters are May, Amy, and Amanda. Wow, this is like a big deal. The arc crossover. We got Jeff the Killer, we got Amy, we got May. Fucking Wolf's gonna show up. And I don't know.
Can't let you do that, Spike's mom!
Don't think we ever had a Phil and Amanda. Maybe they're gonna turn up someday and then we're gonna be like, oh shit, the prophecy has come true. Here's Amanda and Phil. His mom said, the children went to meet Spike's friends. Spike introduced his siblings to his friends and everyone was shocked that Spike could talk just like them.
Well,
and
why
Spike
would they
was
be
like,
shocked?
yeah, I could have talked all the time. It's just like, you guys, you kind of suck. You're just like really toxic and I don't know, I just didn't want to be a part of that.
No, telling you, Spike is a man after my own heart. Just avoid the social interactions you don't want.
Since the only Spike Tails they knew were farwalkers, they thought Spike would leave the Great Valley.
Please don't leave me. We will miss you. We will, we will. Yep, yep, yep.
Ducky said. Spike said,
I'm not going anywhere. The herd is moving in.
did you bring the whole herd? I was it's just your family or whatever. Everybody cheered.
Yay! Wait, but I guess the herd decided we're no longer going to be nomadic. We're going to stay just because this one guy is here.
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
We're not gonna go anywhere else. Okay.
Yeah, we are gonna let this kid decide what we are gonna do. Topsy said, since Tyranno returned before his banishment is over, he should be banished for life.
That's...
Oh my god, I read ahead. Littlefoot's mother said,
why, you racist piece of crap? You don't believe anyone can ever change.
Topsy charged, and Littlefoot's mother raised her foot, and as Topsy approached, she lowered it onto his back. What?
Keep reading.
Topsy was stopped in his tracks, and Littlefoot's mother pressed as hard as she could, lowering her foot into Topsy's back. Bones were heard snapping as the foot got lower. Topsy was already dead, but Littlefoot's mother continued until she could go no further. So here I was, thinking that this story, you know, how ironic that the story called Insanity was way more wholesome than the other one. But of course, we just had to have senseless violence. Well, I guess
I
this is even worse than the other time, because at least the other thing you could say, that was actually in self-defense and kidnapped. They were actually gonna do some really heinous shit. All this guy did was being an asshole, and she just killed him, no questions asked.
He did charge her. You know, I know people probably didn't like Topsy. Topsy was probably a character people who watched the movies didn't care for, but you know.
You chose...
At least make it feel deserved, right?
It's not even... It would have been one thing if she just pushed him back and he died because of that. That would be like, oh, unfortunate. But self-defense, but you chose like a very deliberate method of killing him.
Keep reading, it gets better.
When the foot touched the ground, it was removed, leaving a hole through Topsy's body. That's not how that shit works. That is not how it works. He's not made from fucking clay.
No, her foot's like a hydraulic press, you know, just goes straight through anything.
Yeah. Sarah smiled. He finally got what was coming to him. Fuck you, Sarah. Fuck you, everyone. This sucks. I hate this.
This reminds me of Romance Part 1 from Zane's Cooking, where the girl gets hit by the speeding bus of cheerleaders, and then her brother's like, "Oh, she's dead. She's dead."
Yeah, she sucked anyway. Yeah, I remember. Oh my god. Littlefoot's mother said,
"Now he can burn in hell with Sharptooth."
I hope you're gonna burn in hell.
It gets better. It gets better.
Littlefoot was shocked.
Littlefoot was the only sane man in the room.
Littlefoot. So I guess chronologically this is before the other one. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe Littlefoot's mother died again and then she came back again.
No, LittlefootXAli stories are not in the same canon with each other. Most of them are just independent one-shots.
Okay, it would have made sense if this is what broke him and made him become the way he was in the second story. Like, he was a normal decent person, but then everyone around him just became, like, complete blood-raging psychopaths, and it just broke him.
Yeah, Littlefoot, Toronto, and Spike are the only sane people here. Sarah, my mom just killed your dad, and you are happy.
Littlefoot's mom said,
"When you die, you get what you deserve." Well, that doesn't even make sense. Whatever.
When you do drugs, Littlefoot, you go to hell before you die.
Get this next
How
line.
about another joke, Littlefoot? What do you get when you bring a dead mother back to life? I'm gonna tell you what you get. You get what you freaking deserve. Littlefoot's mom
this next line, though,
explained
Julius.
that black dinosaurs are evil, and Topsy was a black freehorn, making him evil. Did Christian write this? Since Topsy died, there was peace in the Great Valley. At the council meeting, Grandpa said, "The rules of the Great Valley say that when someone kills, they are banished for life. Littlefoot, since your mother has killed Freehorn, you are banished."
What? Littlefoot?
Yeah, sure, that makes sense.
Why is Littlefoot in trouble for this? He didn't do anything.
Sure, ban the child and not the psychopath who actually committed the act who's still here. The Spiketail who was the leader and his mate who were Spike's parents said, "I see you still have the old way of thinking that once a rule is made it can't be changed. You still think murder is bad?" Get a load
We kill
of
each other all the
this guy.
time. Over much less.
Also, that was the problem and not the fact that you were gonna banish the wrong person. Grandma said to the Spiketails,
"How do you lead your herd?"
The leader said, "If a member of my herd kills someone, they did something to deserve it."
Oh, Julius.
Retroactively, if a member of your herd kills anyone, you just assume they deserved it.
Yeah, Julius, I'm gonna fly across the ocean, go to your house, and slit your throat and take your money, and the courts will say, "Oh, he must have deserved it, that's why he's dead."
Well, I was wearing a black shirt, making me evil, so I guess there was no other way. Littlefoot said,
"Three-Horn always hated us, now I understand why Sarah was happy when he died."
"Yeah,
he didn't deserve to die, though.
I forgot that when this happened, you were actually one of the more sensible people, yet you were gonna get banished for your
He's been indoctrinated.
mother's crime." Tyranno's sentence was lifted and he was allowed to live in the Great Valley. When Tyranno told Braun that his mate is alive, they moved to the Great Valley. When Braun reunited with his mate, Littlefoot was happy his family was back together. And I am not happy,
cute.
and I will never be happy again.
He will never be back
naive
together.
enough to think this wouldn't devolve into the most heinous shit ever. But thanks for proving me wrong, LittlefootXAli.
Yeah, even Ronnie Cone 88 says, Littlefoot's mother shouldn't be alive at all. It's been at least 5 years since she died. Her flesh should have rotted away by now. That's not even how that...
Yeah, but she was a spirit, so... Also, that is your problem here, and not the he was black, so he deserved to die part.
Or that his mother just killed somebody. He was an asshole, sure, but she just fucking murked him right there. No court trial or anything. Just killed him.
Yeah, but no, wait. Korasami Forever got the real criticism, the real observations.
Well, actually, Spike isn't the only Spike tale in the valley. If you watch the video for the LBT3 song Standing Tough, you can see an adult-made Spike tale.
Are
was the issue.
Are these people blind? Did they not read what we just read? Did we just imagine this and the actual story was just normal?
They read to the part of the story that didn't make any sense to them, then they commented and they didn't finish it.
I'm feeling
honestly
by the fact
they did the
that
sensible thing.
No one even... I mean, granted, these are only 3 people, but none of them mentioned the fucking he was black, so he deserved to die part. None of you people saw an issue with that. Not at all. Well, Nomen est Omen. The story was called Insanity, and I am insane now. I've turned into the Joker once again. I mean, last time I said that, it was the last part of the Shed Amy story, which honestly, it wasn't that bad. I gotta apologize to the last Shed Amy part. Like, yeah, it was, like, stupid how Amy had, like, 100 separate sports cars and, like, the lusting, and, like, the whole scene at the end where they were, like, gushing at each other at the meetup. It was all cringe, but it wasn't this. At least in that story, Shadow didn't just randomly kill one of their friends for acting like an asshole.
Yeah, at least in that story, you don't hate Amy when you're done with it. You might be a little annoyed with her, but you don't hate her. These stories make you hate. That's how powerful they are. So, props.
Well, but I'm not.
The story made me feel something.
Know. Should I give props? I don't think I'm hating the people I was supposed to hate.
Yeah,
I think I'm.
You didn't hate that racist piece of crap, Topsy.
I mean, he was being a dick, but I'm just saying he didn't deserve to die in the most gruesome way ever. And also, I think maybe Littlefoot's mother shouldn't have said he was evil because he was black. I don't know, man. Maybe that's just my opinion, man. But
she could have claimed self-defense. He charged at her, and self-defense would have at least made a little more sense then.
But she chose to say he was black, so he's evil.
Yeah, There are no winners today. I guess Spike got to see his family. Good for him. But
this story was technically not explicit. I think we're gonna have to put a content warning, like in CW, into the title. This is unhinged.
So if you enjoyed these stories for some insane reason, LittlefootXAli wrote 29 stories, all Land Before Time. They are varying in quality and insanity, but you'll probably find something if you read through them. Obviously, do not contact them because I don't think they want to remember some of this. We don't want to remember some of this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna delete my memory.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have a robot edit this one so we don't have to do it.
Beep boop, check out the Discord. Also, leave all of the authors we cover alone. even if they write some heinous shit. And remember, guys, if you do not like, do not read. Also, we have a
Beep
request
boop,
for
later.
message ended. Bye.